Hey guys, Cameron here with Emerson Property Management. Every week I bring you tools, tactics, strategies, lessons I've learned, things that helped me build up a sizable portfolio in about 2 years and now manage that portfolio. Today, guys, I want to talk about pet screening. So how are you guys doing your pet screening? Do you guys have some sort of system? Are you one of the owners, property owners that says, I do not want to accept pets? What happens when an ESA and service animal comes into the mix? So there's several things you need to know as a property owner, and I'm going to cover some of them here. There's many other things, but I'm going to cover a handful of things that you need to know as a property owner when you're screening your pets, because you don't want to find yourself in fair housing issues. And I'm not saying that just to scare you. Their ESA and service animals are a hot topic for fair housing issues, and they come up a lot. So just going to cover a handful of these things that you guys should look out for. Make sure you're not doing anything that's outside the bounds of the law, and still make you money and keep you profitable in your property. Keep that thing full, keep tenants in there. So we'll get into that here in a second. If you guys take just one quick second, like the video, subscribe, it really helps us out. I really appreciate it. So pet screening. Who do you guys use, or how do you do pet screening? Do you guys have a system? We use petscreening.com. This is a new thing that we started implementing at the beginning of 2022, and it's been a total game changer for us. In the past, we were just gathering the necessary documentation, and it's 2021 or it's 2022 at the time of this recording, with a few fancy graphics and whatnot, and paying $10 or $20, tenants can download or create fake ESA and service animal documentation. So it's been a huge problem, let alone can tenants fake pay stubs and any other landlord verification and whatnot. This has been something that has been a hot target of people faking ESA and service animals. And it's a shame because it puts more scrutiny on people that actually have ESA animals and service animals and need those for their medical condition or whatever purpose that is. So we started using petscreening.com. I'm not getting paid to do this. There's probably other services out there. Go shop around, but that's who we use. And it's free to the tenants if they don't have any animal, and it's free for the tenants to use. And they give us a score called a PA score or a FIDO score instead of a FICO score. So kind of cleverly named there, and it just basically ranks the pets on a level of safest to I don't want to say less safe, but more higher risk. So you have a number one score, which you'll have all the shots, immunizations, all the records, everything, and you go down the list till you have somebody that doesn't have any shots, any vaccination records, any bite history, whatever that is. So you have a ranking it'll give you. This service automatically collects all that, and then they have a legal team who reviews everything. So they're trained to look for the new and latest trends of pet screening or of ESA and service animal information and all those documents that are required. So they're trained to look for that. I am not trained. Our team is not trained on the latest ways people are breaking the law. Somebody's always breaking the law all the time. So we just don't have the power and time to go in to look at all this stuff. So we hired out and let these professionals do it. They have a team of legal folks that go through and review all this, and they throw out thousands and thousands and thousands of applications a year. We have seen a dramatic, so we had, I don't even remember the percent, we had a lot of people apply for ESA and service animal pets. Well, they're not pets, ESA and service animals. Once that we implemented the service, we saw a dramatic decline in those approved ESA and service animals. So I don't know, I'm not saying people were lying before, but they definitely need the required documentation, and this service and this team is specialized in looking for that. So they will flag it, and when we've had certain specialty instances, they have a legal team you can have do another level of screening for it and provide you some information. So it's been hugely helpful in screening for our pets. So let's just say you're the owner and you do not want to accept pets. but you have somebody who applies that has an ESA or service animal. Now, you've spent a lot of time making sure that this property doesn't smell like cats or dogs or anything. It's pet-free, and that's a huge selling point. What happens when you have somebody apply that's ESA and service animal? Can you deny them? I'm not an attorney, but I can tell you right now that an ESA or service animal is not considered a pet. Now, what does that mean? If it's not considered a pet, it is not subject to pet fees, to pet requirements, to eliminate, it's not a pet. When you say no pets, that does not include ESA and service animals. And this comes up a lot. I have an owner that says, I do not want any pets in there. I get it, 100%, not a problem. But we have somebody who applies that has an ESA dog or pony or peacock or whatever else they can do. We have to accept them as long as they meet all the other requirements, even though this owner does not want that. If we deny them for having a pet, it is in violation and discrimination against fair housing. So when you as an owner, if you don't have a property manager, please, please, please make sure that you understand the difference between ESA service animal, who are animals, that they are not considered pets. They are not subject to your pet policy. They are not subject to pet fees. Zero of that. None of that applies to ESA and service animals. So having said all that, use a service like pet screening, or make sure that you're going to spend the time and energy to screen your tenants' pets. Because we do, like I said, there's a lot of bad actors out there that are just trying to avoid the pet fee, and they buy for $29.95, they buy a fake approval or a fake signature or fake documents that support that. Now, the last thing I want to say about pets, I think we covered the screening side. The last thing I want to say about pets is, if you as an owner say, I do not want pets, I want to let you know that you're eliminating about 70% of your market. So they just did a study. About 70%, it's like 68 or 69% of people, of tenants, have pets. So I don't know about you guys, but if you're wanting to lease a property and get a qualified tenant in there, and you just eliminated 70% of your market, you might have a trouble filling this property. Now, I already can hear it. I've had this conversations. Well, Cameron, my property doesn't smell like a pet. It's pet free. Some people like that. I get that, but you're only talking about 30% of the market. You've already left out this other 70. Look, it goes so far it's off camera. You've left out the 70% and you're only targeting on the 30. Sometimes that works, but I can tell you we have a lot of pets in our properties, and it is just a fact of being, we still screen them. We make sure they have everything, but I can tell you from a professional management company standpoint, I think that you're doing yourself and your property and your investment a poor decision, making a poor decision if you do not accept pets. I have a pet. We take very good care of the property. I did not have a pet until this year, so I did not want to be in a pet unit, but now I joined that 70%. So make sure when you guys are setting up qualifications, you're talking with your lease agent, you're talking with your property manager. Please, if they don't communicate it to you, make sure you understand that pets are a huge component of people's lives, and that can be a big make or break on filling your vacancy. And vacancy is a killer of your cash flow. I don't know if it's up here or here, but we just did a video on that, and vacancy really kills cash flow. So if you can shorten your vacancy period by allowing pets, you guys are going to make more money in the end. Last thing, I just want to reiterate, to summarize, ESA and service animals are not subject to pet fees, are not subject to pet policies. They are not considered pets. Use a company. We use pet screening. I don't get paid to say this. It's just who we use. Use anybody you want to help you professionally screen pets. It'll make you guys more money in the end. It'll keep out the bad actors, and it makes it safer, right? You know all the immunization, all the records, all the bite history from this pet. They do something like that. That's hard to pull if you don't have a service that does that. So I hope that was helpful. If it was, let me know. If it wasn't, let me know. And I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll see y'all next week.